Hello everyone, this is Chef Shailendra Dharekar from College of ASSMS, CHMCD Pune. Welcome to my second session on food additives. Let's begin our session with the revision of first video. In first video, we saw what is food additives, their importance and uses of food additives, and their E numbers which are used all over the world. Today we are going to see in detail what are different roles and function of particular food additives, what are different types of food additives. One by one we are going to see into detail of food additives. Let's begin with the various types of food additives or their classification of food additives. So first food additive type is natural, found naturally, such as extract from beetroot juice E162, used as a coloring agent. Then xanthan gum is a sugar derives typically from corn. Then man-made version, where synthetic identical copies of substance found naturally, such as benzoic acid E210, used as a preservative. Then third types of food additives is artificial. These are produced synthetically and not found naturally, such as nisin E234. Then amino acid residues used as a preservative in some dairy products and in semolina and tapioca pudding, as you can see in the pictures. Okay, let's go the first food additives, which is preservatives, which are used in food. What they do, they extend the shelf life of the product so that they can be distributed and sold to the consumer with a longer shelf life. Classical examples are salting and sugaring, which are doing which we do for many years. Human beings are doing. This is one of the oldest preservation method. For example, meat are often treated with a nitrate and nitrate E249 to E252 during the curing process. These added compounds helps to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria, add a salty flavor also, prevent the growth of microorganisms which could cause food spillages and lead to food poisoning. So let's see this old method of preservation through a wonderful video of making ham.
It's simple. It's sea salt and pork. That's all it is.
We want to honor that meat. We want that meat to express its flavor, and we want that flavor to be present. When you eat something that's really delicious and you feel happy, it connects you back to where it came from. And that's how we could tie people back to this bounty that we have here.
Cured meat is meat that has had salt applied to it and moisture drawn out and then has been aged in some way, depending on what it is, whether it's salami or guanciale or pancetta or prosciutto.
Meat curing is something that has been done for millennia, literally, and is a way to preserve meat, and there really isn't a recipe. We lived in Italy for 3.5 years. We moved there as a family. It was for my job. It was 1985 to 1989. And at that time, you couldn't import prosciutto from Italy. And so we really hadn't eaten prosciutto. We ate a lot of cured meats as part of our normal diet. So we really led an Italian life. And we became enamored of Italian ingredient-focused cuisine, where you get the best quality ingredients and you enable them to express their internal quality. So when we came back to the US in 1989, we thought, well, maybe we could make something, and since Iowa has more pigs than people.
Our thoughts kept turning to pork. One of the things was Italians told us, well, you can't do this because you don't have the right kind of meat and you don't have the right kind of air. And the subtext was always Americans can't make good food.
Wine had made a huge progression from a point when there was no good American wine to now there's great American wine, and cheese had made that progression. Beer was in that progression. Chocolate was evolving, but cured meats hadn't really made that step. And so we felt that there was an opportunity for us to make something of high quality. You know, we knew that we were never going to be the biggest and the most efficient, so our goal was always to be the best. We're about to head into our prosciutto production facility. It's called the Prosciuttificio, and we're going to see how we make prosciutto and go through the march of the season.
We're real believers that how the animals are raised really has a strong impact on the flavor and the quality of the meat. Where these animals have a really amazing natural life, that meat is qualitatively different. It feels different, it smells different, it looks different.
We work on a weekly cycle, so we're doing probably about 15,000 pounds a week. So I think I'm going to show you the fresh processing over here. Let's go. Prosciutto is dry cured ham. Comes from the rear leg. That's part of the definition of prosciutto. And it's been salted and dried. Drying is the preservation. We reduce the free water that's in the meat so that it won't support bacterial growth, and then we age it. So here we have two different crews, and we're working with two different cuts of meat. Here they're resalting it. So it's been salted one time, and they tip it up, restack it in the bin, and salt each level. And once we're done, we'll start drying them.
So Wednesday and Friday are salting days, and Herb and I work on the line on those days. And one of the reasons we do that is that that's the only point at which you actually put something into or onto the prosciutto.
We put salt on and we take water out. See the water on the ground? All that water came from the hams. And see how the salt is melting, and it goes in and pulls the water out. So it's a very old process. It's been used for literally thousands of years. All right, we're going to head and see how we're hanging hams. Okay. Once we hang them, they'll be on that rack for about 2 months. This is the prosciutto after about 3 weeks. They've only lost about 10% of their meat. They'll lose about 40% of their water weight. Right now it's raw meat that's salted, and that's basically it. So here we've taken enough moisture out of the hams that they can stay at warmer temperature and they can ripen. But aging like this, they'll be about 8 to 10 months. This is where they're going to do the rest of the time. Yep, I call this long-term parking. So we're going to go see the trim room. See how we make it go from this to a beautiful dark red piece of meat. Okay, step in carefully, please. Yeah. We're taking the ham that's been aging for 8 to 10 months. So what they're doing there is removing the skin. Then they go into this bin, and from that bin they go over here, and we put them into a press. This is ready to go.
Okay.
Ready to go. Yep, completely aged. Bigger isn't better, better is better. So we're going to keep on working on making it better.
And the base for us is the meat that we use and the care that we take of it.
One of our rules is that we have to enjoy eating what we make. So that drives a lot of it. And you know, if we make something and we like to eat it, we kind of want to keep making it, you know, so.
I'm proud of what we've done. I'm proud we've been able to do it together.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty happy.
That's high praise. He's
Pretty happy. That's Iowa for
I'm
awesome.
ecstatic.
Very nice and interesting process of preserving meat. Let's move on to the next type of food additives, antioxidants. This prevent oxidization, rancidity in the food, high on fat and oils. Another important reason is that certain vitamin and various amino acids can easily be destroyed by exposing to the air, and the antioxidants serve to protect them. Antioxidant type. There are two types of antioxidant, water soluble and fat soluble. Mostly antioxidants prevent the browning of the cut fruits, vegetable, fruit juices, so that increase shelf life and appearance of the food. Then coloring. Food coloring is added foods to replace lost color during preparation or to make food looks more attractive. Why use color additives? Restore the color lost during process or storing. Ensure that each batch produced is identical in appearance or does not appear off to ensure color is consistent. Reinforcing color already in the food. Example, enhancing the yellowness of a custard. Give color to the food which otherwise would be colorless. Example, soft drink. So give a lot of color is used in making soft drink and they look more attractive and appetite and more sellable. Next, food additives use are flavoring agents. Flavor enhancer are very popular in many foods. They bring out the flavor in food without imparting a flavor of their own. Best example or popular in India or all over is monosodium glutamate E612 is added to the most of the processed foods, especially the noodles what we eat, Maggi noodles. For example, soups, also sauces and all the sausages have monosodium glutamate. Natural flavor substance such as spices and their extract, herbs, roots, essence, and essential oil have been used also. They are naturally and there are also artificial as we already discussed before. Flavors of the substance are not uniform as they vary with the season and area of production. So natural are now replaced by synthetic flavors material. Example, smoke flavor. You get ready-made smoke flavors and you just add to your food and it have that artificial flavor and which actually is not uh, natural. Okay, so you get essence, smoke flavor essence also. So monosodium glutamate is a white solid, as you can see in the left-hand side top picture. It possesses little flavor of its own, but it can bring out the flavor of the food, and it is therefore a flavor enhancer, which is also known as Ajinomoto. Okay. Why use food flavorings? To enhance flavor of the food, to restore the original flavor, which may be lost during processing, and to add flavor to the food which are tasteless themselves. Example, ice cream and jelly, you add flavor enhancers. Okay. Flavor enhancer, on the other hand, add to the wide range of the food. Usually it's a small amount to give a particular taste. You don't have to add too much. These do not have E numbers. Remember that flavor enhancer don't have E numbers because they are controlled by different food laws. Ingredients list will say its flavoring have been used, but individual flavoring might not be named. Okay, remember that point. Uh, that's all from my side. These are my references which I used to make this video. Thank you for watching, uh, everyone. The ASMS College of Hotel Management student, please click on the description where you will see a link for quiz. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Thank you.